What is the Upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GxGamerCast. We're on episode 199 of my little gaming show where once a week I just have to talk about video games. Whether they're new video games that I'm playing today, old video games that I grew up with, it doesn't matter. Video games. And today we are going back in time, almost 20 years to the date. We are going back to 2007. We're doing a retrospective, y'all. Now, I've touched on 2007 on this podcast before. It was in a Versus episode where I believe it went up against 2010, I do believe. So you can go back and check out that Versus episode. Now, what that episode lacked in terms of a retrospective was the news and what was going on in 2007, E3 news, console sales, movies that were coming out, video game related. So that's what we're going to be diving into today. We're going to look at that. And of course, we're going to be looking at the best and the worst video games that came out in 2007. And if you're new here, new to video games, 2007 is arguably the greatest year in video gaming of all time. It is up there, y'all. It is up there with 1998, 2004, 2010, 2016, or 2018. I don't know. There's a lot of good gaming years out there, but I still hold 2007 as a very special time in my heart. That's when I got into that current generation of video games. I got my Xbox 360 that Christmas, along with 7 amazing video games. Some of them we'll be talking about today. And yeah, dude, 2007 is just a special year in my heart. And I want to go back and do a retrospective on 2007. So we're going to do that. But before we do that, let me discuss what I've been up to over the last week or so. As I always encourage you, the viewer, the listener, let me know what y'all have been up to over whatever amount of time. What games are you playing right now? Have you seen any good movies lately? And of course, what TV shows are you watching? Lots of good stuff out there. I love a good recommendation, so hit me up. I'm specifically looking for like Steam co-op games right now. I'm looking for like the best games that you can play with some friends, have a great time on Steam, or yeah, that's really what I'm looking for right now, is just a little bit of that. I pretty much have everything else covered, but I'm always down for indie game recommendations. Throw me your indie games. There's a lot of them that slip through the cracks, so I'm always down for a good recommendation. Honestly, I just got recommended it's something the Obra Dinn. The homie Luke recommended that one to me. That game has been recommended to me a few times, actually, and I've still yet to get to it. It's a game that I know I need to be in the mood for, and I'm just not really in the mood for that kind of puzzle game right now, though it looks very unique. It is this black and white, like sketchbook looking game, and there's like this mystery you're trying to solve. Like all these crew members are dead and you're trying to figure out what the hell happened. You're trying to piece together this little situation. So yeah, it's a game that's always tickled my interest. It's been on my list for a long time. Just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, because I just know, even if I buy it now, I really have no intentions of playing it at this time, because I'm just not in the mood for that. I played The Outer Wilds not too long ago, and that was a very similar style kind of puzzle game, like a lot of trial and error. And it just wasn't for me. Like, I see the appeal, but it just wasn't for me. Anywho, in terms of what I've been up to over this last week, a little bit busy. I know this happened quite a while ago, but I did watch Clash in Italy, WWE, so I watched that. It was not very good. I was really upset that Brock Lesnar defeated Obafemi. And Obafemi is like the biggest upcoming monster I have seen in a long time in the WWE. And it, maybe since Braun Strowman. And I think they already ruined him by making him lose to Brock Lesnar. He literally retired Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Not fucking 3 minutes later, Brock Lesnar's out of retirement, gets another rematch, and he beats him. Like, that just looks really bad for Obafemi, and that is just straight up 50-50 booking from WWE. Whoever wins, they're bound to lose the next match, and it's just a back and forth, and it's a really lame and lazy way to do it. It's so predictable. It's so just not it. And I was admittedly shocked that Brock Lesnar won that match. All he did was 17 F5s, F5 through the table, another fucking 30 F5s, and it's over. And I was like, that was trash. Like, I'm not into that at all. So that was lame. Didn't enjoy that. What else do I have to say about Clash in Italy? The fans were great. As always, European fans are always great. Main event was dull. Gunther, Cody had a strange finisher. The main event was dull, just flat out, and the opener was also not it, because the finish was lame. They had this It seemed like Gunther's foot was under the rope. It totally was. The referee counted 3 anyway. It seemed like a mistake, but that's the kind of thing WWE is doing right now where they make it look like it's a fuck up, but that's actually what they wanted it to be, and that's just going to precede the storyline. So Gunther's like, oh, well, my foot was under the rope. I get a rematch. So I see what they're doing there. It just, in execution, it fell super duper flat, and it was not it. So I was not super into Clash in Italy. I was hoping for more. Like, Clash in Paris was one of the better ones I've seen in recent memory, especially the crowd, but that was not it. But what was it? I did watch a movie, and I believe I've already seen this movie, but I watched it again anyway, and that was Dunkirk. Damn, this movie is fucking awesome. Awesome movie. I wish I could see it in, like, IMAX, fucking like a big movie theater screen. That's where it would shine the brightest. But even at home, man, and I don't have a home entertainment system by any means. No, I'm very not into that. Anyway, watched it, delightful. Absolutely. Well, it was very sad. It's a sad story, obviously. War is always a sad story, but man, did they ever bring it to life. The action, the suspense, it was all there, man. It was epic. If you don't know, a little slight details on Dunkirk, basically, the Germans, have them surrounded, have the Allied forces surrounded on this beach. There's like 400,000 people stuck on this beach, and they're trying to get them all out, but they got one fucking boat. One boat to try and transfer 400,000 people. You'd be lucky to get maybe a few thousand on each boat ride, and obviously the Germans and the enemy is very aware of this, so they're attacking the docks, the boats, and it's one of the most, like, anxious scenes I have been a part of, because like they're just sitting there, they're just waiting, like their fate is not in their hands anymore, and they're just sitting there on this beach, and you hear fucking airplanes coming in. You're like, oh fuck, it's over, and they're just shooting fish in a barrel, man. It is crazy. Excellent movie. 8.5 out of 10. Where did I watch that? Ooh, I don't remember 100% where I watched it. It might have been on Crave. So anyway, do your due diligence, look it up. If you haven't watched Dunkirk yet, oh fuck yeah, that's a banger of a movie right there. 8.5 and I finally finished Invincible Season 4. Finally finished it off, and damn, dude, that finale, ooh, very, very nice. Very nice. So we're not done yet. We're going to be doing a Season 5. That's awesome. I'm down for that. Ready for some more Invincible. Can't wait. And now, admittedly, I wasn't fully invested into this season. There were some episodes I was dozing off and don't get the full picture. What I need to do, it's official now, before season 5, I gotta rewatch it. I gotta rewatch Invincible from season 1, watch the whole thing again, because I'm a little bit lost at this point. The show's been going on for multiple years, and I get the main stuff, but there's I don't know, there's just some stuff I'm missing. I think I need to rewatch it, and that's fine with me because I love Invincible. But overall, I would give that season 4 an 8 out of 10. I think it was great. Really love the finale. I like where they're going. It's going to be intense, man. It's going to be intense. I can't wait to see where it ends up in season 5, but it's going to be great. All right, let's talk some video games. So the homie Jesse and I crushed Gears of War 5. Probably the only people in the world playing that game right now was Jesse and I. And we beat it. It was not great. It was not a great game. We definitely did not like the open world aspects of the game where you're driving this skiff around. There is absolutely nothing to do. You're just simply riding a skiff from fucking one area to the next area. Really nothing going on, nothing to search, nothing going on. Absolutely nothing. It was extremely boring. It ruined the pace of the game. And I hope that E-Day has no open world bullshit. I want it linear, level to level. Fucking go here, end up there, and let's just simplify, because that's what Gears thrives in. Just nonstop action, and throwing in this open world shit just ruined that. Absolutely ruined the pacing of it. Other than that, it was fine. It was a fine campaign. If you take out the skiff stuff, good game. Good game. You know, it's the combat's there. The gunplay is great. Movement feels as good as it ever has been in the Gears of War franchise. You're moving around really fluidly. It feels really good and smooth, but it's just and the story was there were some good aspects to the story that we were into, or I don't want to spoil anything. I guess it really doesn't matter, but like the one girl being the daughter of the matriarch, like the leader of the Locust, was pretty cool. I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. And then, you know, the death of, well, I decided to kill JD, Marcus Phoenix's son. And that really didn't have much of a payoff. I didn't like JD. I didn't really connect with him whatsoever. And the other character you get to choose to kill, like, you just met him, so I don't really have an emotional investment regardless of who I chose. There wasn't going to be like, oh my god, it's so sad. It wasn't really all that bad. Like, I was more attached to Marcus's father than I was JD. So JD, I don't know, he just went through a drastic change in Gears 5. Like, he just shaves his head and, like, he's just here. He literally just says, I'm just here to help. So, like, his presence is not very prominent in that game. So I didn't really care if I killed him or not, because I didn't care. But Gears 5, like, it was good. I can't call it a bad game. I can't even really call it like a mediocre game. I struggle to give it a score because, and the funny thing is, I actually never finished Gears 5, apparently. Playing through the game, I was starting to get achievements on the later part of the game, so I guess my wife and I never actually finished Gears 5. We really didn't like it, so I can see where we were coming from. I understand that now, why we wouldn't finish it. It's worth the finish. Like, is it worth the go play it now? No. Go wait for Gears E-Day. Go play Gears 1 or 2 and just enjoy, if you want to play a campaign. Now, if you want to play, like, Horde mode, you want to play online, I guess Gears 5 is your best option because that's the newest one. We dove into Horde mode. It was very boring. It was like 50 fucking rounds of the same thing over and over again, and it just wasn't doing it. We ended up just kind of giving up and moving on. So we'll move on from Gears 5, and that's all the Gears games. I played all the Gears games this year, and I am still excited for E-Day. Can't wait for it. So we got Raven's Watch. Let's talk about Raven's Watch for a second. This game is really, really good. The homie Jesse and Luke introduced me to Raven's Watch, and it's like a Diablo-like game. You choose these characters, like fairy tale characters. You have like Red Riding Hood, who turns into a werewolf. You got the Pied Piper. You got fucking Merlin the Wizard. You got Geppetto, fucking the Pinocchio guy. You got Beowulf. Like, you got these unique characters, and they all control very differently, and they have these different abilities, and they're all fucking unique and fun to play as. The world, it's like a roguelike game also. So just imagine Diablo 3, but it's a roguelite. Like, you start in a level, you start with your basic attacks, but you level up those attacks as you go through. You're getting more perks, you're getting different powers, you're getting different abilities, and it just kind of makes every playthrough a little bit different. It randomly, I think it's random. I don't know if the map is random, but the stuff they put on the map is random, where they place it. So you're always exploring different spots for different things. And the boss fights are really good. The music is excellent. The art style is awesome. Like, I was blown away by this game. I was really, really into it. I was really enjoying it. Jesse and I got through a few runs of it. It takes about an hour to get through a run, which is pretty good for a roguelite. It's a little long, but yeah, dude, it's a damn fine game. I don't know if it's available on all consoles. I'm playing it on PC. It's one of my first PC games I played in a long time. Very excited. And yeah, dude, I'm really liking it. Really digging Raven's Watch right now. So I want to play some more of that, unlock some more characters, go to the next difficulty, and hell yeah, dude, I'm very pleasantly surprised with Raven's Watch. Don't miss out on that one. If you like roguelike games and like Diablo, that is a game you must check out. Absolute must. We got Rocket League. It is official. I am like addicted to Rocket League again. I love playing it. I just want to play more of it. And shout out to the homie Luke, who is very good at Rocket League as well. I feel bad I forgot. I did not mention how good he was, and I mentioned how good Jetty was. But yeah, they're both very good. I am very not good. I'm getting better. But like, I scored an aerial goal the other night, and it felt really nice. My heart was pounding like crazy. And yeah, so it's really exciting. We have good and bad days with Rocket League where, sometimes we lose fucking 9-0 and sometimes we win 7-0, and it's really fun. And, but the game is just fun. It's so simple, but so hard to master. Like, it's one of those games, man. It's just timeless. It's awesome. I can't believe it. The game came out in 2015. I'm still playing it. Like, I didn't play it the whole time it was out. Like, I played it when it first came out, platinum the game, put it down, didn't play it for like 10 years, and now I'm back into it, playing it with Jetty and Luke, and it's just, it's so much fun. I love it. Absolutely loving Rocket League. So still playing some of that. We slipped in a little bit of Chivalry 2, just a little bit, nothing crazy, just a couple of matches. It was not, honestly, not all that good. We couldn't get lobbies to fill up, so it just kind of seems like Chivalry's coming to an end, and there's just not that many people playing it anymore, but it's still fun. It's a fun game. Like, I really enjoy it. It's silly. It's a delightful little game. I wish I got into it a little earlier. Other than that, still playing Horizon 6. Got back into that game, so we're back in Tokyo. I just got my gold wristband, so we're at the end game now. Like, we're in the end game stuff. I unlocked the legendary island, and I'm going through that island right now, finishing off all the PR stunts, finishing off races, and, you know, trying to get all the boards and the mascots and doing all that. There's so much to do. Like, it's baffling, but I must admit that I am getting a little bit of Horizon burnout. I think, this is my 6th game in the franchise. I played them all, and I love them all. They don't really change much from game to game. There's not, like, drastic gameplay changes, because they kind of fucking nailed it out of the gate. Like, they just nailed this beautiful open-world racing video game and filled it to the brim with stuff and beautiful locales and locations you're going to, cars, like, they got it all, man. They have it all. I just, at this point, I don't know where they can go. They might have to, like, they have Fable coming out. Maybe they jump off of Horizon, give it to a different team, and they focus on Fable now. Like, I really don't know. Fable got delayed, so that sucks. Yeah, man. So, but still playing Horizon, still loving it. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just still loving Horizon. It's just kind of like, I'm at the point now that I'm like, okay, I've done this. I was doing the drifting stuff, and I was just not having fun. Like, I'm not really good at drifting. Like, I am and I'm not. Like, I don't know. Some of the PR stunts kind of seem like they weren't tested very well, and they're just some of them are just incredibly difficult, and some of them are just incredibly easy. So there's a little bit of a balance there. I know they're supposed to get progressively harder, but some of them that I've done are like, fuck. There's this one drifting one, and it's so long, and there's just so much opportunity to fuck it up midway through, and you got to start the whole thing over again. I am not doing that one, so I gave up on that. And but other than that, I'm doing everything else. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, I think I'll still be doing an episode on Forza Horizon, because I've just never really talked about it in full detail. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. I don't know where it's going to fall in the Xyz Award. I'm struggling to place it right now. Like, I'm looking at the games. I'm like, oh, where do I put it? Like, I really struggled. I thought, like, it would be an easy first place, but that's up for debate. And that's a debate I gotta have with myself. So I'll be doing that. All right, that's enough talking about video games. Enough of that. Let's talk about video games now in the form of 2007 video games. So we'll be doing that. Let's dive into the retrospective 2000, the year that was 2007. Let's do this. Oh, buddy, this is exciting. 2007, man. I love revisiting this year. Like I said, it's my probably, honest to gosh, it is probably my favorite year in gaming of all time. Literally, the main memory is that, like, my first time online with Halo 3, literally setting up the Xbox 360, setting up Rock Band for the first time and playing that with a bunch of friends. The Christmas I got my Xbox 360 and got a whole bunch of games that I didn't I was not expecting all this, and that's why it was so special. Like, I knew I was going to get the Xbox 360. I did not know I was going to get that many games with it to play. Like, they said, write down a list. I wrote down a list, and they ended up getting everything on my list. So thank you, family, so much for that amazing Christmas. Going to go down as an all-timer for me, for sure. And I still think about it. I still think about that. I can send myself back in the time machine. I can put myself in my room, and just, like, the feelings and the excitement, and just, it was a great time. Great time. And I also had my own game room at the time. It was my dad and I living together. We had a 3-bedroom. I took the 2 small bedrooms. He took the master. I had one for my bedroom and my PC, and the other one was for my gaming room. So I had my own gaming room as growing up as a kid, which I feel like not a lot of people had that growing up. So I was blessed, and I'm very grateful for that. And I still have a game room today. I have a whole basement dedicated to my gaming situation that I find myself in these days. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started with big news stories of 2007. We'll start off with Xbox, and it's not good news here, folks. It's not good news for Xbox, even though I was talking to the homie Jesse today, and I was like, yo, like, Xbox, we're looking at what Xbox is doing now, and they're getting themselves out of a pretty deep hole they dug themselves into with the fans, and just as a gaming entity, they've really dug themselves a little bit of a hole. And the new CEO, Asa Sharma, or I think her name is, doing an excellent job right now. She's really changing the face of Xbox right now. It's literally the brightest it's been for Xbox in probably 10-15 years. Like, it's been a long time since Xbox was doing some consistently good things, though they've done some things I'm not all for. Like, I don't like the fact that they pulled the PlayStation logo off of Gears E-Day trailers, and them kind of shying away now from multi-platform releases. So I don't know, I felt like that was a good idea to release some of those games, the Halos, the Gears, the Forzas, and they've been a massive success regardless. We're not talking about current days, we're talking about 2007. But in 2007, there was a little thing called the Red Ring of Death. Oh, the Red Ring. So I personally have a lot of history with the Red Ring of Death. I had 3 Xbox die from the Red Ring of Death. So I'm very familiar with this, and it was a major issue at the time. It was huge. The fail rate on these consoles were a staggeringly high percentile. We're talking like 30-40% of consoles were failing to the Red Ring of Death. Red Ring of Death is basically a hardware failure. Your circuits will fry, they get melted, and that's it. Your Xbox is Dunyan rings. I've done the towel trick. It's actually worked for me before. I got an extra week out of my Xbox doing the towel trick, where you wrap it up in a towel, you let it heat up like crazy, you get that thing to nuclear levels of hot, and it's supposed to resolder some of the things. I don't get it. Someone figured it out, and it actually worked for me for a little while. I got a little extra life out of an Xbox that had no right of being alive. It was so dead. But yeah, I've personally lost 3 Xboxes to the Red Ring of Death. How many have you lost? Did you have an Xbox 360, and did it die to the Red Ring of Death? Now, thankfully, when I got my Halo 4 edition Xbox 360, that one's still kicking. I still have it today. Knock on wood, it's still alive up there. I haven't checked on it in a long time, but that one's still holding up. But in 2007, it was getting to a critical mass where Xbox was actually forced to change the warranty system for the Xbox 360, because it was essentially designed to, your warranty would run out well before you would probably have a hardware failure. Hardware failure would probably happen around the 8-month point, 6 months, something around there, and that's generally when your warranty is going to run out, at that 6-month mark. So a lot of people were getting screwed over and were not happy about it, and rightfully so. We have never, still to this date, have ever seen a console fail at a level that the Xbox 360 did. It was such a faulty console, and looking back on it, man, like, if they just released a sturdy console that didn't fail at that rate, they might have won that generation, man. They could have won that generation. They let that generation slip between their fingertips, and I look back at that as like, that was it, man. They had it. Xbox 360 was almost on top of the world right there, and they were for a little bit. Granted, they started early. The Xbox released a year before its competition, which was a bold strategy, Cotton, and did it pay off? I don't think in the long run it did, because of the hardware failure. If they just spent some more time in the lab fixing up the console a little bit, probably wouldn't have that problem. And that problem got lessened as the years went along, and the consoles got refined, but it was still an issue for way too long. Way too long, and it was a bad problem. It was a really bad problem. Xbox was probably losing a lot of money to that, and not good. So we'll continue with the not good stuff. PlayStation 3, we'll talk about that. Sales are disappointing so far, and I can agree to that. I didn't have my PlayStation until 2008, and I felt like that was the right time to buy a PlayStation. That or 2010. Like if you were anywhere, you bought it in between that time frame, you're probably pretty happy with yourself. If you bought one at launch, you're probably regretting your decision a little bit, maybe kicking yourself a little bit, and because there was a lot of problems with the PlayStation when it first came out. Now, nothing like the red ring of death. There was a yellow light of death, which I actually had before. I actually had that, and that was like a 0.07 or 8% chance of that happening. It happened. That was my personal my fault. I admit that. I had it way too close to the heater, and it overheated and just failed on me. So that sucked. That's when I got my Slim, and the Slim was pretty dope, but I do miss that fat PlayStation, man. I miss that. I loved that thing. I know people didn't like the original fat PS3, but I thought it was a great looking console. Admittedly, the piano black finish was awful for streaks, but man, that console was sharp. That was a sharp-looking console. Really enjoyed it. Didn't really like the Slim all that much. Wasn't a fan. But I have a Slim. I got 2 Slims, actually, so there's that. Anyway, so PlayStation sales are disappointing. Nothing like the PS2. I think at this point, the PS2 is still outselling the PS3 by quite a large margin. And PlayStation at this point is in last place in the race. And that is not normal. They dominated. Absolutely dominated the last 2 generations. So PlayStation in a little bit of a fumble right here. They fumbled the start of the PS3. They got a little bit complacent with the games. The games weren't there until I keep saying 2008. 2007, you can argue that is the start of the turnaround for PlayStation because you got some Uncharted, you got some Resistance. I think that was 2007. But the games are starting to show up on PlayStation at this time, but I think it really hit its stride with the exclusives in 2008 and beyond. So there's that, but I can definitely hear the argument that 2007 would have been a decent time to get a PlayStation, but still, they didn't have the gigabytes figured out yet. I remember my buddy, he bought a PlayStation at launch. He bought a 20 gigabyte. He filled up that 20 gigabytes after 2 games and immediately regretted his decision, went back. He sold me that PlayStation for a dirt cheap, and he went out and bought a bigger gigabyte PlayStation, but I knew I could just replace the hard drive when need be, and that's exactly what I did. So I was fine purchasing a PlayStation 3 for $200 cheaper than they were worth at the time, so a good deal for me. I'm always out hunting for good deals, and I found one there. All right, let's move on to Nintendo now. So big news with Nintendo. Well, actually, sorry. There is also another argument to be had here. Is 2007 the greatest year for new IP of all time? Now, my argument is, listen to these games. These games started in 2007. Mass Effect, Assassin's Creed, BioShock, The Witcher, Portal, Uncharted, and Crysis. And there might be some games I'm missing there, but those franchises are still prevalent today. Now, Mass Effect is not what we remember it as back in the day. Same thing with Assassin's Creed, and BioShock's been dormant for a very long time. The Witcher is still a powerhouse. Portal is a powerhouse. Uncharted, though it's probably done right now, still one of the most revered franchises in PlayStation history. And then you have Crysis, which at the time was just breaking down graphical walls at the time. That was one of the most graphically ahead of its time games. Well, it was the most graphically ahead of its time game of this era. It still looks good today. Like, you can run there. You may have some PCs coming out today that may not be able to run Crysis. You know what I'm saying? You needed a rig back in the day to run Crysis. I remember reading articles on it, and like, you need $1,000 fucking GPU to fucking just run this game and all this stuff. But yeah, dude, it was Crysis was pushing the limits at the time. But let me know, is there a better year than 2007 for new IP? Like, did you hear those games, bro? Did you hear those games? Like, oh my god, that's a lot of good games right there. All right, so, and you can also throw the argument out there, is it the greatest year in gaming, period? We can get more into that once we start talking about the games that released, but like I said, it's my favorite year. I love it. There's so many amazing games that came out and hit. That's the thing. Like, it wasn't just hype. It was hype that actually lived up to the hype. Like, all those games, maybe Assassin's Creed didn't live up to the hype that it set, but it was still a great game. I remember really enjoying it. It had its flaws, absolutely. Same thing with Mass Effect, same thing with Uncharted, same thing with, well, BioShock was damn near perfect when that game came out. So I think BioShock 1 is still the best in the franchise. Like, I wasn't all about what's that game called? Not Infinite Wealth. I think it's just called Infinite. There you go. BioShock Infinite. It was fine. It was good. It was just kind of forgettable. Like, it didn't have the staying power that BioShock, the original, had. That game blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. Okay, so you can throw out the arguments. Let me know. Do you think 2007 is the best year in gaming? Do you think it's 2016? Do you think it's 2018, 2020? I don't know. Was it 1998? Was it 2004? Was it before that? 1985, 86, 90, 91? Like, there's a lot of really good years out there. But me, I would hang my hat on 2007 personally. I think it's arguably the greatest year in gaming. And let's talk about Nintendo now. Nintendo, it's official. Motion controls are dominating the gaming scene at this time. It has exploded. Your grandma probably had one. Every fucking cousin, everybody had a Wii. My wife works at retirement homes. They have Wiis in there still. Like, old folks still play with the Nintendo Wii because it's very simple and it's interactive. It gets you moving, even not a lot, but it still gets you moving. So it's better than nothing. And it was really taking hold at this point. It's not leading in sales yet, but it's getting there, bro. Like, it's definitely leading console sales, but it's not leading sales, period. We'll get to that in a moment. So, and also, I'm not 100% sure, but is this not the dawning of the plastic instrument boom? Is this not, I believe 2007 would be the official dawning, because now it's not just Guitar Hero, it's Rock Band as well, and Rock Band was bringing the heat. They're like, yo, we got a drum kit, we got a microphone, we got our own plastic guitar, and what the fuck is up with that? So I think this is essentially the beginning of that boom. It's not the peak. I don't remember what year was exactly the peak, maybe 2010, where we're getting multiple music video game releases, like multiple Guitar Heroes a year, a Rock Band, fucking Band Heroes, and fucking whoever else is making, they're throwing their hat into the plastic instrument, DJ Hero. You know, there was a little bit of a higher peak, but I would say this is the dawning of the plastic instrument boom, where, oh man, I miss those days where I could go to a GameStop, go to their bargain bin, and there'd just be plastic guitars shoved in there, microphones, fucking like I could replace drum piece. I broke a foot pedal, I can go there, find a foot pedal, replace it for fucking $5, and that is not the case anymore. Those plastic instruments have gotten expensive. I still have mine. I didn't get rid of them. They are damaged, though. They did go through a flood, so I don't know if they actually work or not. They're on my shelf now as a display unit, but regardless, I still have my plastic instruments. I didn't want to let them go. And yeah, so hopefully you held on to some of yours, because they're rather expensive nowadays. I haven't personally checked, but I know they're not as cheap as they used to be back in the day when you can get them all in bargain bins. And I had a bunch of guitars. I had a bunch of extra guitars because they were very affordable. You can get them for $5. So that is just not the case anymore. So it was a different time back then for plastic instruments, and this was like the beginning of it. All right, let's talk about E3. So E3, if you don't know, that was like the gaming conference at the time. That's where most of the big announcements were coming down. That's where the big game trailers were coming out. That E3 was the spot. So essentially think of your Game Awards now, like that's essentially what E3 used to be. They had awards, but that's just where a lot of games decided they wanted to show off. Like this is the place, this is where the most eyes are, this is the most hype, this is the craziest. And I miss E3, man. I really do. I miss having that to look forward to, the big conference where pretty much everything happens. Now it's kind of all sprinkled all throughout. You got these directs that everyone's having, SGF and so on and so forth. So everything's kind of sprinkled lightly out throughout we've had some good shows lately, admittedly, but I don't know, it just doesn't hit the hype that E3 used to. I used to get so excited for E3, I'd watch the whole conference. I don't do that no more, so I don't know. Anyway, leading the charge at E3 was Rock Band. Oh, buddy. Rock Band was dominating E3 2007. They probably had a big booth where you can sit there and rock out with some buddies, and like, who wouldn't love that? Who wouldn't be lining up fucking blocks around the corner to play some Rock Band at the time, man? Like, it was just, it blew me away. Like, I've always wanted a drum kit as a kid, and I could never get one. Too loud, too expensive, etc. So I somehow am able to convince them that I want to get Rock Band for my birthday, so that's exactly what happened. I don't remember if it happened in 2007 or 2008. I guess it happened in 2007 because I did get it as soon as it came out. As like not day one, but I got it as soon as my birthday came around, and I can get some birthday money together because that shit was expensive. It was a $200 bundle at the time. That was expensive, bro. That was not cheap. So, but at least you got the game, you got the guitar, you got the drums, you got the microphone. So it's a pretty good. Admittedly, mine was broken out of the box, my drum kit, so that was not very cool. But when I finally got my hands on a working drum kit, I found out I was actually really good at drumming. So there you go. And now I play a real drum set. It's not an acoustic set, it's an electronic kit, but I play drums now as a hobby, and it's a lot of fun. Anyway, so Rock Band was dominating. They were winning a lot of awards, best of show, so most hyped, so on and so forth. It was winning a lot of that. So Rock Band was very prevalent, and I imagine Guitar Hero was there too, doing their thing. So at this point for Nintendo goes all in on motion controls. They're showing off the Wii Fit. Remember Wii Fit, y'all? Oh shit, I remember Wii Fit. My sister got super into Wii Fit. She lost a lot of weight doing it, and it was. I didn't like it anywhere near as much as Wii Sports. I played it. It was fine. Like I get it. It's just. I don't know. Like, it's a great idea. It sold millions, and it just, I don't know. I never really connected with Wii Fit, so I don't really have a whole lot to say. I did like the soccer little headbutting thing. That was pretty fun, but I don't know. You're kind of limited because you're stuck on this board, and you can't get off it, so you can only do so much with it. But they showed off the Wii Fit. They got Link's crossbow training where they had that weird fucking, I don't know what the hell that thing was, but I never owned one. I never played Link's crossbow training. Way too expensive. Like, that game, like, it was like a tech demo, and they wanted, like, full price for it. I was like, fuck you, I'm not doing that. So, never did that. They also showed off the Mario Kart Wii wheel. That was also a thing. I played the shit out of Mario Kart 8 with that wheel. I did that with the wheel. I know it's probably not the best way to play it. It's the way that I played it, and I was really good at it, so I used the shit out of that. And of course, they showed off some games like the much anticipated Smash Bros. Brawl. Now, that did not come out in 2007, but they showed it off finally in 2007, and I believe in 2007 that's when they showed off. I'm not 100%, but I think that's when they showed off Metal Gear Solid Snake was coming. And that was a huge deal. I remember that being massive because Snake jumped to PlayStation. He used to be a Nintendo thing. Jump ship to PlayStation just like Final Fantasy did. And we never thought we'd see Snake, Metal Gear Solid back on a Nintendo platform ever again. Boom, he shows up in Smash. Let's finish this mission. That's not what he says, but regardless, it was awesome. I used Snake a lot in Brawl. I used him quite a bit. Not the best character, but he had some fun, he had some fun little fucking rockets that he would shoot at people. That was pretty fun. And some grenades you could put down. He was a really fun troll. Like, you could put little bombs around, you could hide in your box, you can fucking screw around with people. He was a fun screw around kind of character. But yeah, that's what was going on with Nintendo at E3. What else do we got? Sony shows off the new PSP model, the 2000. I don't think that was much of a success because the PSP in general, I know there's fans of it. Just, it wasn't it, right? Like, it didn't sell anywhere near as good as the DS did. It didn't touch the DS. So I know it sold some units. It's definitely, like, there's some people that bought some PSPs out there, but there was a lot of rebranding with the PSP Go. They were incredibly expensive, like, for what they were. Like, I thought they were way too expensive, and that's why I never personally owned one. I had one. My buddy gave me his for a couple of weeks to play, and I played some Grand Theft Auto. It was pretty dope, but I just couldn't get behind the control of that thing, man. The analog stick was whack, and I just didn't like the load times were horrifying on that thing. Oh my goodness, but I know there's fans of it out there. It just wasn't for me. They also showed off PlayStation Home. Does anyone remember PlayStation Home? I remember that was supposed to revolutionize gaming and fucking all this. I remember big multi-page articles in GamePro and PlayStation Magazine about this thing, and it was supposed to essentially be like an online chat room, and you can create your own little character, and you can walk around, interact with fellow PlayStation users, and probably, like, it was way ahead of its time. Like, they could do something like that now, and it'd probably work out pretty well. Like, I imagine there are things that are exactly like this that are out there now. I don't know, what is Chat GPT or what? I don't fucking know. But regardless, PlayStation Home was showed off, it failed. It didn't work. It didn't happen. It just didn't happen. So it failed, and that's another kind of it's a nail in the coffin, but the coffin's not fully shut yet. It was a nail in the coffin, which at the time PlayStation was quickly nailing that coffin shut because they just kept making mistakes and games coming out not good. Layer and fucking Haze and freaking Gundam Wing, and it was just a lot of bad games coming out at that time for PlayStation, not a lot of hits. So, and even the hits, like the games that were Heavenly Sword and even Uncharted 1, didn't still hit that, like, I'm a console seller. Like, I don't think a lot of people were plopping down $600-700 because of Heavenly Sword. Like, no disrespect, but I played that game. It's a good game, but it's short as fuck, and there's not a lot of replayability to that game. So you would probably be pretty pissed off if you spent that much money just for Heavenly Sword, and it was a good game at best. Like, that's really all I could say about it. All right, what else did they show off? They did show off some huge games, though, that were... None of these came out in 2007, but they did show off Killzone 2, which... the hype was too big for that game. They fucked up. They fucked up by showing off a trailer that was way too good looking, and they tried to play it off like, oh, this is exactly what the game's going to be like. The game was nothing like that. It was still a great game. I fucking love Killzone 2, but... yeah, just it didn't become the Halo killer that it was supposed to become. They showed off Metal Gear Solid 4, which was a huge game, and of course Little Big Planet. Little Big Planet was quite the showing. I remember that game getting a lot of praise and a lot of hype and a lot of everything because you can create your own levels. It was awesome, and it looked great, and it was great. Little Big Planet was an awesome video game. Now we go to Xbox. Xbox goes big with online multiplayer, showing off Halo 3, Call of Duty 4, and of course Rock Band. So those were the big games that Xbox was showing off. We know Halo 3 was a massive release in 2007. It was a massive commercial success, and so on and so forth. Everybody played it. I played the shit out of it. Loved it. I had Halo posters in my room because I loved Halo so much. Oh, those were the days. All right, let's talk about sales now. Let me get my sales situation going on here. All right. We'll start with hardware sales in 2007. So, shockingly, it's the DS that is running away with it at this point, with a combined, in 2007, 24,343,702 consoles units sold. I guess you can't really call it a console, but the DS, bro, was destroying. That thing was crazy. I didn't get a DS till way, way later. The homie Jesse, of course it's Jesse, hooking me up with another of his, the fat old 3DS. I don't even care if people hated that thing. I loved it personally because I got to play Chrono Trigger on it and Pokemon, and that's really all I needed. That's all I needed at the time, but I love my DS. I have a 3DS that I still use today. It's a great little thing. It's a great little handheld. Sadly, it's gone now because the Switch kind of absorbed it. Now it's a 2-in-1, so it'd be redundant if they released the DS nowadays, because, like, you have the Switch, it's handheld, it's console and all-in-one. Why the fuck would you need a DS anymore? So, if the DS didn't exist, we probably don't have the Switch. So, because a lot of that technology, the dual screen, the touch screen, the fucking, all that shit is used in the current Nintendo system. So, yeah, the DS was immensely important for Nintendo, and it was crushing it in sales. Second place is the Nintendo Wii with 14 million, so 10 million under the DS. That's crazy. That's how dominant the DS was in 2007. 14,719,361 sold for the Wii, so it's really starting to kick off now, and it's kicking off big in North America. North America, almost twice as many sales as Japan, so that's pretty crazy right there. You don't see that too often. Now, shockingly, this is shocking to me, third place is the PSP. So I'll shut my mouth. The PlayStation Portable was doing better than I thought. 9 million, just short of 10 million sold in 2007. So that's outselling the PS2 at 8.5 million. It outsold the Xbox 360 at 6.7 million. And last place is the PlayStation 3, just behind the Xbox with 6.5 million sold. So it's close. PlayStation is starting to get momentum. It's not there yet, not in 2007. There's still a little bit of the laughingstock of the console race at that point, and I was disappointed. I was very disappointed. The PS2 and the PSP outselling the PS3 at the time. I mean, it's not crazy because the PS2 was so affordable at the time. The PlayStation 3 was not very affordable at the time, so it makes sense to me to see these numbers like this. All right, let's go best-selling video games let's go by worldwide. All right, so the number one selling game, I'll give you a second. This is kind of the free bingo space. It's kind of easy to figure this one out. The Wii is out. What was paired with the Wii? You got it. It's Wii Sports. 15 million. 15 million of those sold. So only a million or so were sold outside of the console package. It came like Wii Sports was bundled with the Wii. So yeah, obviously the sales are going to be really high. It's a packaging game, so it's kind of not fair. Second place, who I would deem the actual winner, would be Pokemon Diamond/Pearl. 9.8 million sold. It outsold Halo, bro. That's how big Pokemon is and still crushing it now. Halo 3, 8.1 million on one console in 2007 is fucking crazy. That is insane. And Call of Duty 4 was right behind it with 7 million. But know who's squeezed in between Halo 3 and Call of Duty 4? You won't get this one. We Play. 7.3 million sold. And again, that is directly linked to the boom of motion controls. We Play was not good. I didn't play it, but I remember it not being reviewed very well and people being like, it's kind of shovelware, it's not very good. There's not like a lot here in this package, but people fucking ate it up like crazy. You got FIFA, 6.5 million, Pro Evolution Soccer, 6.3, Brain Age, 6 million, Super Mario Galaxy, 5.1 million, and then rounding out the top 10, Mario Party 8, 4.35 million console or units sold. And I really liked Mario Party 8. I know people don't like that game very much, but I really enjoyed that one. There was one particular board that I really loved. It's probably my favorite board in all of Mario Party that I've played, and that's the hotel one where you're going around and you're basically playing Monopoly on Mario Party. It is so much fun. I love that level. I played that level over and over and over again. The rest of the levels were whatever, and the mini games, they're okay. Like, they're not bad. There's definitely been worse, but yeah, I liked Mario Party 8, so I can see why it sold very well. Not the best Mario Party, definitely not, but I enjoyed it. I really played the shit. I had to borrow it from my buddy Billy because I was like, yeah, I got a hankering to play some fucking Mario Party, so I had to borrow it from him. All right, so that's the sales. Let's get into the best games and the worst games. Let's start with the worst games, I think. Yeah, let's start with the worst games. We'll go with the worst and we'll finish off with the best. So the worst reviewed game in 2007 came out on October 10th, and it is simply called Yaris. Like the car. I think the Toyota Yaris. Like, was that car that fucking popular that it got its own freaking video game? Like, that is absolutely crazy. Now, admittedly, it is an Xbox Live Arcade game, so it's not like a big full release. Kind of maybe an indie game, if you want to call it that, an early indie game. But, not good. 17 on Metacritic. That is low. That is insanely low. Excuse me. But I don't know anything about that game. I don't remember any reviews. I used to watch reviews on the Run a lot back in the day. If anyone remembers G4, X-Play, and all that shit, I loved reviews on the Run. That was probably my favorite show. That and X-Play. That's all I would watch on there. And yeah, I don't remember them ever talking about Yaris. Now you got Deal or No Deal, rocking a 20 on Metacritic. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's Deal or No Deal, and that's probably all the game was. So there you go. We got Cruisin', 25 on the Nintendo Wii. So there's going to be a lot of Wii games because the Wii was releasing a lot of shitty games. Speaking of shitty games, we got Call for Heroes, Pompolic Wars. The fuck is that? 25. We got Game Party. That's the Wii one. So obviously, even worse than Wii Play. Wii Play is like a mediocre game. This one is bad. This is pure shovelware. It says Game Party for Wii is a collection of classic skills games from around the world. So you got like darts. You got like fucking, what's that game called? Ooh, air hockey and shit like that. Just, nah, dog, nah. We don't need any of that. You got Jenga World Tour. Like, I get it. You got motion controls playing Jenga, but it's probably janky as fuck on that console, and it definitely was. Rocking a 26 on Metacritic, so that's bad. Oh, Chicken Shoot, I remember. Chicken Shoot, I remember on reviews on the Run, they gave it like a 0 out of 10. Horrible game. It's literally a static shooter. Like you're on a screen and shit is flying down at you and you shoot it. It's classic Duck Hunt, but it's fucking 2007. That shit don't fly no more, even if you're a chicken. And do chickens fly? That's up for debate. It's up for debate. Chicken Shoot, though, 27 on Metacritic. Fucking terrible. You got, what else we got? Pool Party. Oh, yeah, you got to play some pool on your Wii. So that was awful. 32. We're getting into the 30s now, so they're still really bad, but at least they're not just horrendous. I don't know. You Are Empty, 2007. Yeah, okay, 34 on Metacritic. That's a PC game. Never heard of it. You got the History Channel Battle for the Pacific. I actually think I played a demo of this. It was fucking horrible. The shooting, the controls, the camera, horrible. Absolutely horrendous. The frame rate was trash. The graphics were horrible. Just a terrible video game. 35 on Metacritic. You got Showtime Championship Boxing. Now, admittedly, this might have been a game that might have tickled my pickle. Convinced me to buy it because I think boxing on Wii is a ton of fun. I loved Wii boxing. Played the shit out of that. Punch Out on Wii. Though it wasn't really necessarily using those motion controls the way you would think. It was, I think boxing on Wii is it's like a slam dunk, but not Showtime Championship Boxing. That's rocking a 35 on Metacritic, so very bad. We have The Shield, the game, terrible, 36 on Metacritic. I have never watched The Shield, never watched CSI, never watched, what's those other ones? Criminal Minds, I don't know, anything like that. I don't watch that crap. I don't know. You can watch that crap if you like it. That's fine, man. Like, you can watch it, just not for me. And they turned that into a video game, and a bad one at that. You got Tamagotchi Party On, another party, fucking shitty party game for the Wii, 37. We got Escape from Bug Island. I slightly remember this one. I wouldn't say I was overly excited for it, but I thought it would be better than a 37. Kind of plays on I believe the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids kind of situation where you're a little kid. I don't know if you got shrunk down or the bugs are big. I think the bugs are just big. But regardless, the game sucked, 37. Got Hour of Victory. I think this is another one I played the demo on. And again, same thing as Battle for Pacific or whatever. Just terrible controls, terrible graphics, terrible frame rate, terrible everything. 37 on Metacritic. Let's do one more page. We'll do one. That was the worst page. Let's go down one more page and see what we can find here. That was 2000. Legend of Dragon, not Legend of Dragoon. So that game probably made me do a double take where I was like, oh, Legend of Dragoon? Oh, but no, it's just Legend of Dragon. 37. Terrible. We got, Aqua Teen Hunger Force Zombie Ninja Pro-Am. Okay. That was a 37, terrible. We got another pool game here, Pocket Pool, 2007, 37 on Metacritic. You got Napoleon Dynamite, the game? No way. I loved Napoleon Dynamite. Bro, I was obsessed with Napoleon Dynamite when it came out. I got it for Christmas, and I got this pen that had you click it, and it says all the one-liners, like, freaking, come get some ham, freaking idiot. And I would launch that thing off in class. I got in so much trouble all the time. She took that pen away from me so many times. I would just go up to her desk. I know what drawer she put it in. I would just go up to her desk and take it out of the drawer and take it back. And then I would hit it again, and she would fucking lose. I was such a bad kid in 2007, man. I was a really, really bad kid. I was not a bully, but I was just what do you call a class clown, where I was always looking for laughs, and I was always disrupting classes and just doing really stupid shit, man. Now, thankfully, that didn't go on for very long. I kind of stuck that out in 2007, and I kind of ended that shit there, but it was good times. It was some good times right there. Some really, really good times. Okay. That was 2006. That's 2006. 2007, Kengo Legend of the Nine. I slightly remember this game. Yeah, apparently it's just bad. 38. You got Seven Kingdoms Conquest, 38. Vampire Reign, I actually played that game with my buddies. Not that bad. Not that bad. Not a 38. Come on. It's a little better than that. We had some fun with this one. You could play it co-op. I kind of remember a little bit about. I know the controls and the camera and the graphics were terrible, but you can always find some fun in co-op games. There's always something you can do and find the fun in. And I remember we just had fun tearing the game apart. Like, oh, this is terrible. This is shit. But man, I actually enjoyed Vampire Reign. I wouldn't give it a 38. I'd probably hit it more like a 50. But yeah, it wasn't a good game. Not a good game at all. We got Turn It Around. Okay, I don't know what that's probably some other unique arcade featuring 24 mini games. All right, another mini game collection. That's Thug, 39. You have Anna Capri, The Dream, that's the 39. 25 to Life, okay. I remember reading about this game. I was a little excited for this one. I thought it'd be a decent Grand Theft Auto-like game, and apparently it just wasn't it, man. It got a 39 on Metacritic, so yeah, just didn't do it. Just didn't do it. No, those are 2006. We got Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal. I remember this game as well. I never played it, but I remember looking at it. I love Bugs Bunny. I grew up on that shit, so I love Looney Tunes. I played some Looney Tune games growing up as a kid. They were really hard, but I don't think I wanted to buy that one. You have Eureka 7 Volume 2, the new Vision, okay? I don't know what that game is. Got a 40. We're starting to get to, like, I wouldn't say respectable video games, but we're getting to games that are maybe at least playable at this point. You gotta be kidding me. Another pool game? Underground Pool? Get the fuck out of here. 40 on Metacritic, so maybe it's one of the better ones. And we'll finish it off with Screwjumper, an Xbox Live Arcade game with a 40 on Metacritic. So, not very good. Not very good video games. Again, this is probably in and around the time where we're getting a lot of shovelware games because of the Wii. Everyone's trying to cash in on trying to become the next Wii Play, trying to become the next fucking Wii Sports and sell 14 million units. And even if it's not good, every family is going to buy it because it's a family night video game. They can play it with their friends. It may not be very good, but you might get one decent night of fun out of it. I don't know. So those are all the bad video games. So now let's take a look at the best video games of 2007. All right, so as previously mentioned, there's a lot of bangers that released in 2007. So we're going to go through a few pages here, and we're just going to talk about some of the best video games of all time. Leading the charge with the highest Metacritic score of 2007, number 1, Super Mario Galaxy, which I admittedly think is a little bit high. I think that's a little 97 on Metacritic. I think might be a little bit pushing it. Like, I get it. For 2007, it was a fucking phenomenal game. Like, it's an absolutely phenomenal game. My problem is I know Mario Galaxy 2 exists, and Galaxy 2 is just so much better. It's so much better. Like, I can't with Mario Galaxy. I played it recently. It's still a great game. It's a fucking great game. But Galaxy 2 is just so much better. So much better. If I had to, I would, see, I'm lower on Mario Galaxy. I think I gave it like an 8.5, or maybe I gave it I think I pushed it to a 9. It's an amazing video game. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I think 97's a little bit much, and you're getting a little bit of that Mario love. You're getting a little bit of that Mario glare over top of some of the reviewers' eyes, where it's like, oh, it's a Mario game. It's got to be perfect. Nah, not quite. I think the game that should have led the charge is number 2, BioShock. 96 on Metacritic. Now, I think that game is deserving of the 97. I think it should be number 1. I think it's a better game over Mario Galaxy, in my opinion. It's got an insane story. The story is amazing. The presentation is one of the greatest I've ever seen in a video game. I was so blown away at the things happening in this game. The introduction to this game was incredible. The introduction of the Big Daddy, the little sisters, pretty much any enemy in the game was awesome. The pacing of the game was fantastic. The gameplay was awesome, way ahead of its time. Way ahead of its time. Like, people are still copying BioShock today with the dual hands and fucking using a gun and fucking powers in the other hand. Like, that was so ahead of its time. The powers were a lot of fun to use, hacking stuff, fucking everything, man. I love BioShock. Absolutely fucking phenomenal video game. 96. Hell yeah. Number 3, we got the Orange Box, which is a little bit cheating because it's like the greatest gaming deal of all time at that time. Like, you get arguably the five some of the greatest games of all time in their genres. Like, first-person shooters, you got Half-Life. Puzzle game, you have Portal. And then online multiplayer, you got Team Fortress. All of those games are revered in their categories and revered all around as just some of the best games of all time. Now, me personally, Portal 2 is above and beyond the better game. And Portal's not even really a game. It's more of a tech demo. It's an hour long. It's an amazing hour. It's one of the most memorable hours you're probably going to have in gaming, but it's just a tech demo. That's all it was, but it ended up being the star of the show of that package, which I don't think anyone saw coming. It's got Half-Life in there, for fuck's sake. So, yeah, a 96 on Metacritic, I think is justified. We have Gears of War, the OG, oh my baby, 94 on Metacritic. That is absolutely yes. For that time, the graphics, the gameplay, way ahead of its time. Graphically, still looks good today, in my opinion, even though it's gotten a few upgrades graphically. I think it's still a looker, and the gameplay is fun. The multiplayer was excellent for that time. Oh, you know what? I'm reading a 2006 video game. Gears of War does not count. I am not... we'll just forget that happened. We'll skip down to Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, released on November 5th, 2007. Oh my goodness. 94 on Metacritic, and I think absolutely justified. I think it's the highest rated Call of Duty of all time, and I think that's justified. The campaign, still for my money, is the best campaign in all of the Call of Duty games. No, they haven't even gotten close to touching it. It's perfect. It's damn near perfect. I've played it so many freaking times. The multiplayer, I know it's got flaws, it's got its problems, but it definitely doesn't have the problems that Modern Warfare 2 had. It was a little more simple, a little more, I'm not going to call it basic, because it wasn't basic at all. Tons of guns. You got the kill streaks, lots of great maps, iconic maps too, like maps that they're still reusing in modern Call of Duty games because they're so freaking good. Yeah, man, Call of Duty 4, that was a start for Call of Duty for me. Took me a long time to get good at that game, but when I did, I never looked back. Like, that was it. I was a Call of Duty guy from here on forth, but the game that I played before that like crazy was Halo 3. 94 on Metacritic. I think that's a good score. The campaign wasn't the greatest. It wasn't as good as Halo 2 in my opinion, but the multiplayer was phenomenal. The multiplayer in Halo 3 might be the peak for Halo, in my opinion, probably because I played that one the most. I played a lot of Halo 4, but Halo 4, that's when they strayed too far from the formula. They tried to be Call of Duty at that point, and it was fun. It was a ton of fun. I loved Halo 4, but Halo 3, I think, might be the peak for the Halo franchise. Halo 3, you have a really good campaign, not the best, but it was still really good. It had great moments in there, and the multiplayer, man, the multiplayer was iconic. Fucking the Hayabusa armor, oh my god, I never got it. All right, we move on. We got God of War 2, 93 on Metacritic. I think that might be a little low, honestly. I think God of War 2 was the craziest game released on PS2. Graphically, what it was doing was insane. It pushed that console to the absolute brink of explosion. That console, it was pushing it. It was absolutely pushing it. Shocking that it didn't come out on PS3. I'm rather shocked. They're already well into that generation. We're a year and a half in. By the time that this game comes out on March 13th, 2007. And, yeah, dude, that's fucking crazy to me that it didn't come out on PS3. Even just a port, if you could port the PS2 version over, I know they did eventually, but, release it at the same time, I think that would have been huge for God of War, but, oh well, it is what it is. 93 on Metacritic. And we have Rock Band at 14. Well, not 14, but anyway, Rock Band, 92 on Metacritic. I think that's justified. The only thing that isn't amazing about Rock Band, the original one, was the soundtrack. The soundtrack wasn't quite there. They didn't have the licensing all the way figured out yet, so there's a lot of remakes of songs or covers of songs. So they didn't have the original Tom Sawyer. They didn't have the original Paranoid. They didn't have the original... What other big song? They did have Metallica. They did have Enter Sandman. That was OG. That was original. I remember Guns N' Roses was always shown off in demos. Playing Sweet Child of Mine. Playing Welcome to the Jungle. And those songs never came out. I think that's really strange. I don't know why. Those, obviously they just couldn't get the licensing, but they got other GNR fucking songs in that game that all sucked. Anyway, Rock Band, that's my baby right there. I played the shit out of Rock Band when it came out, so yeah, obviously I have a lot of love for Rock Band. We have Team Fortress 2, 92 on Metacritic, so yeah, dude, these games, like, I only played a little tiny, itsy bit of Team Fortress 2. It was cool. Like, I get it. The classes are cool. That's, the art style's really awesome. My personal favorite thing was the little movies, little shorts that they would do on YouTube. I love those shorts, like, introducing the medic, and you go through the medic and the sniper and the guy with the baseball bat's probably my favorite. I love that guy, but fuck, man, Team Fortress 2, hell yeah. 92. We got Final Fantasy. Ooh, is that 6? Final Fantasy 6 on the DS, 92 on Metacritic. That is damn high, but if it's Final Fantasy 6, absolutely justified. You get it on the go, you get a handheld version. Oh baby, yeah, that is good stuff. Then here comes Crysis, 91 on Metacritic. That is, damn, I didn't remember it being that high, but that is impressive for Crysis. Like I said, it was ahead of its time graphically, and honestly, gameplay-wise, was very impressive. You had this fucking power suit that can do a lot of really cool shit. You can go invisible, you got super speed, you got, like, all these power. You're basically this unstoppable cyborg human being, dude, and the game just looked amazing. So yeah, I can see a 91 on Metacritic. We got World of Warcraft, The Burning Crusade, which is one of their DLCs, I do believe. I am a noob when it comes to World of Warcraft. Never played it, never intend to play it. So there's that. 91 on Metacritic, really nice. We have Galactic Civilization 2, Dark Avatar, 91 on Metacritic. Really nice, really nice. All right, up next. This one I kind of don't agree with. I can see where they're coming from. But Mass Effect, 91 on Metacritic. That, I feel like that's a little high. The game was kind of janky, man. There was some problems with Mass Effect. Now, the story was cool. Character development was pretty great. Graphically, pretty good. Like, I think graphically it was a good-looking game for that time. The problem was load times. General performance of the game wasn't all the way there. There was some really bad gameplay sections, like the driving stuff was really bad. And, but it was a really fucking cool game. Very, very cool, well written, well acted. Gameplay was good. Like, it wasn't there yet. Like, it's not, by no means is it Andromeda. Andromeda's got amazing gameplay, story and characters suck, but the gameplay's amazing. It's got a long way to go before it gets there, but I could see it. Like, I personally wouldn't have scored it anywhere near that high. I'd probably be like an 8 out of 10 on Mass Effect for the time, but that's just me. I don't hold story all that high. I know some people hold story as the highest, most important thing of a video game. That's just not me. I think gameplay always over story, but the gameplay was good in Mass Effect. It's like I said, it still has some work to go. So I think 91 is a little bit high, but that's me. Then we have Portal, the original Portal, with a 90 on Metacritic, and I think that is strictly because of the shortness of the game, why it doesn't have a higher score. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's really the only reason why I think it's only got a 90. But a 90, man, a 90. That's very, very high. We don't get very many 90s nowadays. Like, I'm looking at a lot of games coming out. They're, just short of 90. 90 is really big. And we're at like the 10th or 15th game on this list already, and we're still in the 90s here. So up next, we have a DS game, The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, rocking a 90 on Metacritic. Now, I have not played any of these handheld ones. I did play the Game Boy Color, the Seasons, or Oracle of Seasons and Ages. I played one of those. It was good. It was confusing. I eventually got lost and didn't know what the fuck I was doing, just like any Legend of Zelda game. But yeah, I haven't played any of the ones on the DS. Haven't played them on 3DS. I own a few of them. I own Spirit Tracks. I own Phantom Hourglass. I just haven't played them yet. So yeah, I should probably get on that. Up next, we have Half-Life 2 Episode 2, only a 90. I think felt like Half-Life was always a little higher than that, but a 90 is nothing to sneeze at, man. Nothing to sneeze at all. Up next, we got Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, rocking a 90. All right. I could see that. I actually really enjoyed Metroid Prime 3. I never finished it, but I did enjoy it. I thought the motion controls were really cool. What they added there, the gameplay was Metroid Prime. It was nothing really, anything drastically different other than motion controls. The only thing I wish, boy, howdy do I wish I bought the Metroid Prime trilogy on Wii back in the day. Really wish I bought that. I don't know why I didn't. Obviously, I was too cheap to buy it full price, and it never went on sale, so that's probably why I never ended up getting it. That's a coveted item now in a gaming collection, would be Metroid Prime Trilogy on Wii. It's hard to find, it's not cheap, and it's a great little package. I do actually, wait, I don't know if I own Metroid Prime 3 anymore, but I own Metroid Prime 1 and 2 on GameCube for some reason. Those are the only two GameCube games I owned, but it is what it is. Up next, we got Forza Motorsport 2. Oh yeah, that was one of the early... This game came with my Xbox. That and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 came with... I got that dual package right there, so if you got that package, shout out to you. That is what's up. Not the best package, but those are two really good video games right there. Forza Motorsport 2, not Horizon. We didn't have Horizon yet, but Motorsport, that was a fucking good game, man. Really good simulation driving video game, and there's not really much more to say about that. They re-released Castlevania Symphony of the Night on Xbox Live Arcade. It's got an 89. That's pretty good. World in Conflict has an 89. You got Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction rocking an 89. There's something about Ratchet & Clank. They can rarely ever hit that. I don't think they've ever hit 90 on Metacritic before. And man, Future Tools of Destruction was a damn fine video game. Took me a while to get there, but when I got there, I fell in love with Ratchet & Clank. I think this might have been my first real Ratchet & Clank game that I played, and I fell in love. I fell in love with Ratchet & Clank. Had to go back, play the PS2 ones. Haven't finished them all yet, but I played some of them. Played the first two. Haven't played the best one, third one. I'm still gonna get there one day. All right, you have Uncharted Drake's Fortune, the first game, rocking an 88 on Metacritic. I think that's a pretty good score. Maybe I don't know. The first game is still really good. I played it quite a few times. It's just like the story's not all that amazing. It's good. It's good. The final boss is kind of a laughing stock, and the little shift into like a horror game there was a little strange, but kind of became a staple of the franchise, where like, I don't know, some sort of like mystical creature would show up and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? I thought this was like a realistic game, but anywho, Uncharted, the first game, gets its start there, November 16th, 2007. And Uncharted is still talked about today. Very, very beloved franchise of video games. 88 Metacritic. We got Final Fantasy Tactics. Oh baby, I just bought the Switch 2 version of this game, and in 2007 it got an 88 on Metacritic, and that came out on the PSP. So, oh yeah, that would be one of the reasons why I would have bought a PSP, was for those Final Fantasy ports and the Final Fantasy Tactics and all that shit. Oh, that would have been dope. Hey, it's Jeanne d'Arc. Jeanne d'Arc. I remember Jeanne d'Arc, 87 on Metacritic. That was a DS game or a PSP game? I think it was a PSP game. I never played it, but I remember hearing about it a lot, and yeah, it just kind of got a unique name. Okay, we got Zack and Wiki Quest for Barbaros Treasure. This is one of the games I wanted the most, and I still don't own it. Still never owned it. I wanted this game real bad. I don't know why I never ended up getting it. I just didn't. It looked so unique. It looked like a fun, kind of a Zelda-like, but more puzzly, and it just looked like it used the motion controls in a fun way. And I don't know. I've always wanted to play Zack and Wiki. I'm sad that it didn't get a sequel or anything. I think it could have done like well with a sequel, but I imagine the sales weren't very good for Zack and Wiki in the first place, so that's why it probably didn't get a sequel, which is sad. That sucks, but it got an 87 on Metacritic. It's pretty damn good. And then we'll finish it off with Company of Heroes Opposing Fronts, 87 on Metacritic. So there you go, everybody. Let me see if I can count how many 90 plus video games there were. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 games scored a 90 or above on Metacritic in 2007. I think that is fucking insane to me. Like, if we had that many games releasing over 90 this year, I think people would be going a little bit crazy, but we haven't had very many 90s this year, so 90s are hard to come by, and I just listed off that many 90s in 2007, so there's your argument. That's why I think 2007 is the best year in gaming, and that's it, everybody. I'm done. That's your 2007 retrospective Dunyan Rings, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing these. I'll probably continue to do them for more years. I'll probably just keep going in order, 2008, 2009, 10, 11, so on and so forth. It's fun for me because I get to oh yeah, this game came out. Oh man, remember that game? Like, I'm hoping you guys get the same experience that I'm having listening to this. Like, oh yeah, I remember that game. Oh my goodness, I remember getting that game, and I remember hearing about that game, or whatever. That's like the whole goal of these episodes, is to try and get your nostalgia button pressed, and so on and so forth. But there we go, everybody. That was a really fun episode. Hope you enjoyed it. And in terms of what else we got, next episode is 200, so we're going to be doing Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for that episode. So sorry if I'm spoiling it, but that's what I'm doing. It's been in the works for a long time now, so that's the game I'm going to be doing. And then after that, I don't know what I'm doing. Might be doing Horizon, probably doing some more of these retrospectives because they're a lot of fun. But yeah, there we go, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. You the best. You want to be even more of the best. Make sure you're reviewing, sharing the podcast around with a few friends and enemies, and just liking it. Leave a comment on Spotify. You can drop comments. Let me know what you're playing. Give me game recommendations, movie recommendations. Let me know if you think 2007, was that the best year in gaming? What year in gaming do you think is better than 2007? And then I'll definitely do a retrospective on that year, and we can maybe do a versus again. It's been a long time since I've done a versus, but yeah, that could be something. So there we go, everybody. Thank you again so much for listening. Be back again with some more GX Plus games.